What's happening, my lovely YouTube viewers? This is Matt the StarCraft, and I'm here with another match for you between, it's going to be Leenock Fu, who, I'll get to who he is in a second, and I don't speak Korean. So if you speak Korean, or read Korean for that matter, let me know who this is. I'm not sure who it was. I kind of stumbled across this replay and decided to cast it for you, so let me know who it is, if you know, for that matter. But Leenock Fu, I've seen a bit of him around. He was in one of my previous casts between Marine King Prime. He is, I believe this is a ladder match. But he was in one of my previous replays, like I said, with Marine King Prime. He's popping up here and there. I've seen him. He's a Zerg player. He's a pretty good Zerg player from what I've seen. So someone to keep an eye on. But as far as his record goes, I haven't seen anything huge. He doesn't have any big wins under his belt. But he is definitely a very solid player. So we are going to be playing here on Leenock Caverns. He is going to be the Blue Zerg, and he Red Terran, we'll just call him, is going to be Red, hence his name, Red Terran. So we'll see what kind of game we play. I love this map. It is a great map for all races. I think this is one of the most balanced maps out there, primarily because it's not too big, it's not too small. Your natural is pretty easy to snag, though it is open with 2 lanes of attack up here. And if you want to grab your third, it is just 1 rock's throw away, or stone's throw away, for that matter. This, primarily the third, is one of the hardest to get, but if you can secure your third, if you can lock down your third, and just have able to just have good mobility between the 3, the goal is actually pretty easy to grab and maintain. As Terran, especially this map is actually a lot of fun to play on because this allows for a great siege tank placement. Having siege tanks here really allows you, or down here if you're at the bottom spawn, really allows you to just lock down your gold expansion when you are that far into the game. So definitely worth watching. If we see up here, he's scouting with his drone. He is able to see, because he's building it right up front, double racks openings, so some early pressure coming from Red Terran. So that he's going to know this is coming. He'll be able to prepare accordingly. His spawning pool is on his way down. The spawning pool did go after that hatchery, so he's going to be a little bit pressed to get some Zerglings out, but he should be okay if he's able to grab those Zerglings just in time. The scouting is going to be the scouting right there probably just saved his life. I was talking to somebody the other day, and he's like, you know what, man, I am not going to drone scout anymore. I watch pros, and they don't drone scout. And I was sitting there, and I'm like, they don't? I'm pretty sure they do. I've casted quite a few of the games. Like, no, they just use their overlords. They don't drone scout. And I'm sitting there going, all right, if that's what you do. And he showed me a few of his plays. He's like, I don't understand. I thought I was ready. I had those overlords out there. I should have seen what they were coming. But watching his replays, his information on what the enemy is doing. By the way, this guy's just a silver player. But on what the enemy is doing is essentially just he knows what's coming when it's already on the way. He has no early like lead as to what's happening. He has no idea. So back to the game. Sorry about that little tangent. He is going to be dropping down a bunker here, doing a little bit of a bunker rush with that 2 racks pressure. You always see that, but able to squeeze out the Zerglings in time, like I said. I like how he swings them around, just able to get that reach around more or less with those Zerglings. The reach around method, one of my favorite methods. Now he's going to be trying to drop another bunker at the edge of the creep, stopping that creep spread and getting a little closer, be able to bounce back and forth. And if a Terran has immaculate macro, he's able to go back and forth between these 2 bunkers, allowing him to just kind of, the micro just is just perfect. But he is going to take out that SCV before it does anything. It looks like he's going to clean this up very decisively, very quickly. Just going to focus on that bunker so he can't get the recycle off on it. Now he's going to be chasing these Marines down. I like how he regular moves first just to get that surround and then finishes them off very cleanly, and it's going to move on out, just do a little bit of scouting. Now the good thing for that is that for Leenock here is that didn't do too much damage to him. He was able to stop it before it did really kill anything at all. The bad news is it forced him to make Zerglings, so now he needs to put these Zerglings to use, either a scout, early pressure, try to get an early contain, because he was not able to drone that entire time. If we look at the units tab, he is actually behind in SCVs because he was forced to make a bunch of Zerglings to stop our Red Terran from doing anything painful. So again, he needs to make sure they're being used. That's why he has them out here, checking out the natural expansion, making sure he didn't expand behind that, or poking up there to see if he could see any other buildings at the edge, what kind of forces he has. But Red Terran here only has a few Marines, so once he realized that push wasn't going to succeed, he kind of stopped. And I do like this idea, this movement here, this move here to drop a creep tumor by this queen here, knowing that he didn't have that big of an economy to work with and make a lot of drones and Zerglings, so he used her energy for a creep tumor, make sure the energy didn't go to waste, get some early creep spread up top, which allows that mobility. And you see the speedling upgrade is going to be going down as well, and So he's going to have the Speedlings up and going. He's going to be able to keep really good tabs on the Red Terran. If we take a look up here to see what he goes, after that 2 racks pressure, he is going to be dropping a factory and another barracks with a bunker for defenses. There you go. Bunker's a little far back. I'm curious why so far back. If it was here, it'd be able to really force those Zerglings from really coming up and getting too much information. He did grab another orbital command behind all of that, which I really like. It's going to allow him to continue to pop up those SVs, get complete saturation, and then move to his natural when he's got the forces to fight off the Zerglings or whatever's occupying. Another thing I really like that Leenock's got going on is the map control. He has so much map control now. His overlords are well placed in a lot of areas. One right in the middle here. We got a Zergling over by the Zelnaga watchtowers. I like this here, so when he decides it's ready to scoot on in there and see what's going on, he can fly his overlord in there very, very easily. As you can see, layer tech is actually going down up in the production tab. If we take a look at the units, he has caught up and far surpassed our Red Terran here as far as drones go. So his work account was looking exceptional right now, and now he's going to move out and grab his natural expansion. But now we'll see what happens here. He is pulling his Zerglings back quite a bit, knowing that they needs to grab a third. And here he is, grabbing that third base, knocking down those rocks, getting ready to knock down that door. But he's going to keep one of the Zerglings here, allowing him to keep an eye on, know when he moves out. He has a lot of Marines right now, but nothing he can't handle without future sight. And what do we have going on here? Is this an auxiliary hatchery? Yes, we have an auxiliary hatchery jumping out down here. And this is, you don't see this too much. I've actually been seeing a lot more, but as far as on the professional scenes go this early, he's grabbing an auxiliary hatchery, and the placement is just impeccable. I love this. It's like a little bit of a wall off that you see like a Protoss do with like a forge and a couple pylons, just forcing the enemy to go around, which will give him the kind of a choke point to work with, especially with a high Marine army like this, allowing those Banelings will just be able to clean him up, which he should be making now that he saw those huge the Marine tank in there. He has perfect reaction time. Pulling back just a bit, he'll probably scan up here like most Terrans do, which will stall him just for a split second. Every second that passes is another second he can grab his Banelings out and going. He's going to finish knocking those rocks down, which he does have this guy down here, drone ready to go. But those Banelings, as you can hear, just popped, and now he's going to be encountering them. They're stimming away, backing up. He's going to lose that siege tank, sieging a little bit late. He did kill a few Zerglings, but not nearly enough. We have another siege tank, but right here in the gold mineral line, still holding the fort down, but out of reach here. He's again taking out another creep tumor, so his creep is going to spread, push back quite a good amount, but he does have the forces to clean this up. If he can get these Marines in a bad spot, these Banelings 3 are plenty to do a ton of damage, and he is going to move, but the siege tank really is focus firing that Baneling, so the Baneling not going to do any damage to the Marines. The Marines are going to be right behind the mineral line, which is actually excellent placement for Red Terran, because the Zerglings cannot get us around. They would just be picked off one by one. As for every one Marine that gets killed off, maybe like 3 or 4 Zerglings would die, and now he's going to do this. He's going to try to go, and I love this, he's doing regular moves to get some surrounds on some of these Marines, and boom, all at once he takes 5 or 6 Marines there, so thinning the lines, thinning the herd, so to speak, from those Marines. Smart move. We got the engineering bay in the back, so getting that engineering bay allows him to see if any Zerglings are trying to take that backdoor entrance, because every natural has this bizarre backdoor where you just can't see anything coming till it's too late, but having this there is actually perfect. You'll sometimes see creep tumors spread all around the backside, so he has movement. He is grabbing his third base now, and as I was saying, that auxiliary hatchery that he grabbed earlier right here is actually really smart, especially since what he's doing is primarily just a Zergling Baneling build. His mineral count is going to be so high, and if you can look right now, he is just struggling to keep it under 1,000 because the Zerglings are so freaking cheap. But now that the Spire is up, he's going to be grabbing a lot of here we go, a lot of Mutalisks. So Ling Bling Muta, a good strategy against a Terran who goes heavy Marine tank. And oh, I love this! Oh, these are such well placed. I'm sorry, I didn't even realize he burrowed those there, but I went up there at the perfect time. He's gonna skim back here, and it looks like he's gonna make them run back here, and he is gonna, yes! He pitches those Marines up around the corner. Great placement by Leenock, really putting them in an awkward position. And like more or less fishing for those Marines to come up, and now he drops a scan. What a kind of a wasted scan, looking for any more Baneling mines. So excellent Baneling placement, and really just cleaning up a good chunk of that. He is going to swing around now to that third base, which is pretty much unprotected, and there's a small gap here where there isn't any creep, but this is not going to be a huge problem since the Zerglings are Speedlings. He's just waiting for the rest to he's gathering up his troops, and now he's going to move on over.